What's going on YouTube? Mixture Man here. So right now I'm going to be telling you my thoughts, my review, everything about the new movie Morbius. And I didn't know what to expect from this movie. It looked interesting, it looked cool, it's another Spider-Man spin-off film. It's another movie by Marvel and just got back actually from watching it, of course. And this will be my non-spoiler and spoiler review. I'll warn you in case I'm about to suck spoilers if anyone really cares about after as a matter of fact. And I will say the movie was enjoyable. I've said this in a lot of my videos in the past, and if you know, and if you've followed me as long as you have, you know, um, I always enjoy my movies as best as I can, no matter how good, bad other people say it is. I don't, I don't look at those. I mean, yeah, I'll look at some reviews saying like, oh, I guess I'm gonna just see a bad movie, because I'm not gonna deny, I was a little bit nervous going into this movie because I was expecting it not to enjoy it really. I can't remember the last time I really said I didn't really enjoy slash care for this movie. I not even trying to think about the last time I said that about a movie. Um, but it's it's enjoyable. If you want to go see another new Marvel movie, go see this movie. It's enjoyable, especially if you're not the type of person that doesn't really care about like what other people think, and if you're still hesitant to go see this, just go see it for yourself and give your own opinion. I enjoyed it for what it was. Could it have been better? Absolutely. It was it was an average film, I guess you could say. It's not the type of movie I want to see again in theaters. It's not the type of movie I'm going to get on DVD. It's not even the type of movie I'm going to watch again and again and again. It's the next time I'm probably going to watch this movie, honestly, is if they make a sequel to Morbius. Because it's a good movie. I enjoyed it. If I'm ever gonna watch it again, like I said, it's either gonna be if I'm gonna see this if they make a sequel to Morbius, which I don't think it's gonna. Well, I actually think it will, and but I wouldn't be surprised if they don't. We'll see, of course, depending on it does in the box office. Um, uh, and I also will say the director, whatever his name is, I don't. Director Daniel Espinosa. I hope I said that name correctly. I'm terrible at pronouncing names. I've said that numerous times as well. Um, he should not direct another Marvel film ever again. You got to get somebody that has experience in that. I mean, what has he directed? I've never even heard of this guy. Like, what has he directed in the past that anybody knows? Known for Snabakash, never heard of it. Life, I've kind of heard of that, but never watched it. Safe House, never heard of it. Outside Love, never heard of it. What else? That's really it. Nothing else I know. What was he? Let's look at what he wrote. What he wrote, he also directed. That's freaking bad. Like I said, he should never direct another Marvel movie ever again, or a comic book movie, as a matter of fact. Nor action film. Well, maybe not action film, but he should never direct another comic book film show ever again. Stay away from him. Not only that, Sony did a terrible job in marketing this film. If you know, you know. I was just like, Sony did it again. But they did in the Amazing Spider-Man 2, what they did in the first Venom film, they did in this one. And I'm thinking to myself, why Sony as a business continues doing this when it pisses off the fans, it spoils the movie essentially, and I don't know how you as a business think that that's going to work and make you even more money when people are out there telling you, like me, telling you right now, that this is what you're going to do from now on. Sony needs to stop doing this, or else they're going to lose a lot of money, and I don't know why. Like, not only that, they probably just got to stop making these unnecessary, not being asked for films, spin-off films. Because I wouldn't be surprised if Kevin Feige and Marvel Studios, when they found out a Morbius film was being developed and made, they probably just like, what? And they probably even laughed at them. Because, like, they did, oh my gosh, it's just, there's many flaws in this movie. Like I said, I enjoyed it. If I'm ever gonna watch it again, it would either be with like a family member or a friend that's never seen it before, or if they make a sequel to Morbius. And and even when they ended it off, literally when the movie ended, I'm like, that's how you're gonna end it. And the mid credit scenes was cool. Was honestly probably the best part of the film, but it was predictable. It was predictable. It's like, I don't know. I don't know what Sony and the director were thinking. Again, enjoyable movie. I'm never gonna see it again in theaters. It's gonna be a while until I see it again, whether it's on a streaming services or the website I use to watch certain movies. If I can't find the certain movie I want to watch via the streaming services, my rating for this film is a 6 out of 10. If I want to, I'm being a little generous too. 6 out of 10. If I'm being, if I'm being kind of an asshole, I'm giving it a 5 out of 10. But I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. Be a little bit generous because, like I said, I want to enjoy movies. This movie is not breaking my top 10 of 2022. It's, I mean, obviously probably obviously I might change my mind earlier, but there are so many more movies coming out later this year. I know it's not gonna break my top 10, and even though it's April right now. Anyways, I'm talking spoilers now. So if you don't want to be spoiled, or if you don't want to be spoiled, stop watching right now. Or if you just don't care, continue watching. So the first thing I want to talk about in terms of spoilers is the ending. Like, so Martine, I think that's how you say. I think that's her name. I think that was her name, if I remember correctly. I'm looking at the cast list and their character names. Um, I don't know. So she becomes a vampire, essentially, but that's it. You see her become a vampire. You see Michael Morbius flying off in the distance, essentially, looking at the camera, and then boom, you end it like that. And what really pissed me off, I think, is that you in their previews you have a wallpaper of Spider-Man in the background. You have Oscorp on one of the buildings in the background in the preview, but yet none of those scenes are in the film. What the actual F? Like, why? I don't know how you, as a business and a movie industry and that's involved in the movie industry, does something like that. This is not the first time Sony has done something like this. After all, in one of their previews for the Amazing Spider-Man 2, I remember, and I would probably never forget this. As much as I still really, really, really liked the Amazing Spider-Man 2, when they showed Spider-Man fighting the Rhino and literally him throwing I forget what that's called, the thing at the Rhino. That's literally the last scene you see before the movie ends. At the Amazing Spider-Man 2. I don't know how you do that. Same thing with the first Venom. When I mean about Venom, because when at the end of the movie of Venom, he's the one that says, "We would eat both your arms, both of your legs, then we would eat your face right off your head." They show that scene in one of their trailers. I'm thinking to myself, even when I saw the first Venom, I'm like, why would they do that? They did it again, and they did it again in this movie. They showed Agent Toomes slash Agent Toomes, not Vulture. They showed Agent Toomes in their trailers, and even the scenes in the trailer weren't even in the movie. It's like, what? Because the two mid credit scenes was just him. You see him go from the MCU to Morbius's universe, so it's quite possible we never see Adrian Toomes fight Tom Holland's Spider-Man ever again, unless this Morbius film takes place maybe in the Amazing Spider-Man universe. And I didn't really think of it this way, because I watched Tyrone Magnus's review before I made this review. The way Morbius says, "I am Venom." Alright, sorry for the weird cut. I had a knock on my front door. What was I saying? I don't even remember what I was saying. I think I was talking about how Adrian Toomes transferred over from the MCU timeline to the Morbius timeline. Oh yeah, and I also mentioned how Tyrone Magnus's review, because like I said, I watched it before I made this review, because I always want to listen to other people's reviews, maybe sometimes before I make my own review. A lot of times, not all the time, but he mentioned how when Morbius says, "I am Venom" to one of those guys, they say that he says it like it's like as if Venom is a movie character in that universe. I never really thought of it that way, but at the same time, they one of the cops, or detectives, says, "We haven't had this incident like this since that thing in San Francisco," which is isn't that a Venom reference? I think that's a Venom reference. And I mean, I don't know. We'll find out for sure. Maybe. I kind of think that the Morbius timeline takes place in the Venom slash the Amazing Spider-Man universe, and I kind of thought we were going to see Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man in this movie, maybe, because I remember there being a rumor about it, but it was only a rumor, obviously. And not only that, I'm trying to figure out what was the point of delaying the movie from January to April. Like, what? Did I get? Maybe they wanted to finish certain CGI scenes, because I'm not going to deny the CGI was nice in this movie. The acting was good. But I want to get back to the topic about aging tombs, because honestly, the mid-credit scene was the best part. Because obviously, you know, in the first mid-credit scene, you see the sky go purple, very similar to how the sky goes purple in No Way Home before Doctor Strange casts a spell for everyone to forget who Peter Parker slash Spider-Man was, and I kind of noticed that. Well, maybe not. Actually, no. I'm not even gonna try to think about that right now. It's a little too confusing right now. And then another mid-credit scene about a minute later after the first mid-credit scene, when Adrian Toomes is out of prison now because no one knows who the hell he is, and obviously he gets released because they don't know what the hell why they obviously don't know that the reasons why he's in prison, which he should be, and my question is, it was cool. I'm not gonna deny seeing him in his Vulture suit, but my question is, how the heck did he was able to like create it? Because if I remember correctly, in Homecoming, his suit runs on the Chitauri technology from the Avengers battle in Battle of New York from the first Avengers film. And I'm thinking to myself, how is he able to do this? I mean, maybe it's more advanced in that universe. Maybe he was able to figure it out without having the use of the alien technology. I don't know. I mean, I could be wrong. Please correct me if I'm wrong. And it was cool seeing that. It was cool seeing him meet Morbius, and it was cool seeing him reference Spider-Man, and it was cool seeing him putting together a team, which is an obvious Sinister Six reference. So maybe a Sinister Six film is in the works, maybe, or I don't know, maybe we'll see one or both those characters in Kraven the Hunter film, because that's another film that's I think they started filming actually that movie. I think they actually started filming already, Kraven the Hunter. Well, you know what? Again, that's all I can really say. Oh, and I felt confused a little bit too because Alexa, stop. My Alexa activated for some reason. What was I saying? Oh yeah, in the beginning when Morbius was in the cave with cutting his hand trying to get the bats, and it said 25 years earlier, and then all of a sudden they're back on the boat. I'm thinking, okay, is that after the events of him doing the cave? Because they didn't really do a good job making you know, letting you know, like, okay, now today time after the event. I mean, I don't know what else they could have said. I guess they could have said present time or whatever. But anyways, it is what it is. I enjoyed the movie. Didn't like it, but I did not hate it. Did not like it. I enjoyed it. 6 out of 10 is my rating. I can see why people say they don't like this movie. I can see why people maybe hate. I mean, I always say hate is a strong word for anybody to say in the for any movie or show that they watch. I mean, to each his own, really. But I always say when they say they hate a certain project, I'm like, you don't really hate it. You dislike it. You don't like it. You don't care for it. Whatever. But hey, it's their opinion at the end of the day. I can't force them to change their minds, obviously, or what they say. Because at the end of the day, like I said, it is their opinion, and it is what it is. Anyways, that was my review for Morbius, the Living Vampire. I don't even think that's what it's called. I think it's just called Morbius. Yeah, it's just called Morbius. But anyways, if y'all could please do me a favor, please give this video a like and subscribe to my channel, and comment down below your opinions on the movie itself. Actually, I'd like to read your opinions, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Have a good one.